Hi and welcome to this new moon in Taurus. What makes this new moon so special? Well, there is many different things to look at that are super interesting, but the main thing that stands out is that this is the perfect opportunity to really work on your ambition and your discipline. This is an amazing time for you to set a goal and to really commit to it. So if you've had a history of maybe starting things, but then not necessarily finishing them, if you have a story of losing focus when the first motivation wears off, or getting distracted by a lot of different ideas that keep pouring in, this is a great time to simplify, to ground, and then to commit to whatever is most important to you, what you value. So let's look at this. The new moon is happening on the 16th of May at 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 10 p.m. Central European Time. So just see where you're at in this world. And it happens at almost 26 degrees of Taurus. Now, the sun and the moon are always together at a new moon. So the sky is dark. We'll see all the stars. And this is the perfect time to bring in something new, to set a new intention and a new seed. The moon really likes to be in Taurus. It feels very stable and grounded there. The emotions tend to be a little bit more collected and a bit more sort of realistic, and just it feels quite nice. Taurus is an earth sign. It's ruled by Venus, so it is a beautiful earth sign that is very practical, grounded, but it's also about the abundance and beauty that comes with nature. So this is a perfect time for you to sit in nature, to still your mind, to reflect, and to indulge in some luxuries, whether that's beautiful clothes that you want to wear and feel, beautiful in that day, or whether that is eating some great food. But the most important thing that stands out during this new moon is actually Saturn. Saturn is the planet that has to do with our maturity, our responsibility, our ability to set a goal and to work for it with discipline, focus, even if it's hard, even if we don't have the motivation to do it. And then Saturn often represents our father. So, maybe there's some father themes coming up around that time. The father models very often that ambition and discipline and focused determination. And we may have had a father like that or not. Either way, we have to become our own father now. And Saturn now is saying, how are you taking up responsibility for your life? What do you truly want? And are you able to commit to what it means to get there? So what is it that we may have to be disciplined about? Well, if you look at this new moon chart, we also see that the new moon is conjunct Mercury. And Mercury is our thinking, our mind, our communication. It may well be that there is a new idea floating around that you want to commit to. And that idea might be out of the box. It might be something very new and exciting because Mercury is close enough to Uranus in Gemini. And as we talked in the last video, Uranus in Gemini is breaking free from the old. It's bringing in a whole fresh new perspective on how we think about things, how we communicate, and about our daily life in many different ways, technology-wise and other. So with all these exciting ideas floating around, this new moon gives us the opportunity to bring them down to reality, to simplify them. Taurus keeps things, pragmatic and clear and down to earth. So rather than getting distracted by all these different things and the overstimulation that might come with Uranus and Gemini, this is about bringing it down to what do I really want to do and how can I realistically work on this. This might be a great time to actually sit down and write out your intention, since Mercury is so involved, or speak it out loud. Do a voice recording and listen to it later down the line. So Kathy Rose brought this theme up of this new moon around, the ability to heal our stories on starting things without finishing them. And we can see that also with Mars being conjunct Chiron. Mars in Aries is very good at starting new things. It's full of motivation. It is fiery. It is pioneering and brave, but it doesn't necessarily have the reputation to stick with things. Mars in Aries is great at starting, not so great at finishing. Soon, Mars will move into Taurus, and that is already on the 18th. And when it moves into Taurus, now is your ability to keep working on the things that you want to work on, even when that initial fire has gone out. Taurus really is a very determined sign. It's very resilient. And it can, with Mars in Taurus, it can bring one step after the other and just keep going. And reminds me of this story of the rabbit and the turtle and the race. I'm sure you know it. The rabbit basically is so much faster, but it gets distracted all the time. And the turtle, so persistent, so slow, keeps going and eventually wins the race. Considering that we have all these outer planets moving into pretty fast and fiery signs, this new moon is a wonderful opportunity to be really stable, to ground, to spend time in nature, and to be very realistic and focused on the material things that you want to create in your life. We have this ongoing trine now between Pluto and Uranus now in Gemini, so it's an in-sign trine between two air signs. So again, we have this restructuring of how we view things. It brings in a lot of themes of freedom and humanitarian issues, a lot of things that may change in the outside world. But even for us, you can use that energy by finding a more elevated perspective, zooming out, seeing the great picture, and then using this new moon to find the task to do in this present moment and then to start working on it. So let's look at the new moon and see what house it falls in for you and what intention you may want to set. So just be aware that wherever 26 degrees of Taurus falls in your chart, this is where you want to set your intention. However, if there is a planet just about 2-3 degrees away from 25.57 degrees, you need to put that into consideration and check for the houses that this planet rules as well. If that gets too complex, don't worry about it. Send me your chart and I will help you figure that out. So if this new moon falls into your first house, then this is about your confidence in how you show yourself to the world. How can you take up space and be seen and celebrated in who you are? What do you want to embody? Who do you want to become? So this is a great time to think about your future self. How does she dress or he dress? How does she walk, talk? What does she do? And you may want to reflect on that and set an intention with that in mind. If this happens in your second house, new moon falls in your second house, then this is a lot about your self-worth and all the things that you own. So your sense of abundance is a big theme here. Intentions that you want to set around that might be, how can you strengthen your self-confidence? How can you celebrate what you already have? And how can you generate more? What practical goals do you want to set for yourself? Maybe financial goals. And how can you commit to seeing it through? If this new moon falls in your third house, then this is about your communication and it's about your voice, sharing your ideas, sharing your perspective. And this might be a great time to start a new project around writing or communicating, maybe on social media, maybe marketing or a website. Or it might be something bigger like writing a book. But either way, or singing, either way, this has to do with voicing and being seen in the way that you speak to the world. How I speak to myself has an influence on how I express myself to others. If this new moon falls into your fourth house, then this has to do with your family and your home. This might be a great time to think about your dream house, your dream home, your family life, and what you want to bring in those themes. If this new moon falls into your fourth house, then this has to do with your physical home, but also your family life and early childhood experiences. So setting a new intention here might be healing around anything that's related to your upbringing. It may be about settling somewhere in a actual home, or it may be about thinking about what the dream home is for you and starting to work towards that goal. If this new moon falls into your fifth house, and this has to do with your creative projects and in how you're able to allow yourself to be seen by the world. Are you holding yourself back in what you want to share, or are you really able to bring it out there, even if it feels vulnerable, even if it might be criticized by others? This is a good time to release the things into the world. And this house also has to do with kids and children. So maybe you want to set an intention around starting a family if that is something that you'd want, or just the creative, or bringing a little bit, showing a little bit more of yourself, and enjoying more of that fun spontaneity that this house brings with it. If this new moon falls into your sixth house, you may want to ask yourself what work or job is worth committing to. What kind of work or job do you want to have? How do you want your daily routine to look like? And this might be a new job that you're starting, or a new routine that you're starting, or just a new project at work that you're really committing yourself to. If this new moon falls into your seventh house, then the area of life that's to do with your relationship is being activated for you. So that is close friendships, that's business relationships, business partners, and most importantly, it is marriages and committed relationships, romantic relationships. So you want to look for a partner that is stable and grounded and committed, and you want to feel that your relationships are giving you that sense of peace and harmony. What kind of work do you need to put into creating those stable, loving relationships, and who is worth committing to? If this new moon falls into your eighth house, then shadow work might be a theme for you. Really healing those psychological wounds that are still holding you back, or maybe you're the one that is able to help other people in their healing journey. And this is also about investing. So you might invest in your own healing journey, in other people's well-being, especially if you're doing work in this kind of way. And even something as practical as taxes or shared resources with your partners. It's a good time to set a clear intention on how to achieve the goals that you both want to set for yourself. Then you have the ninth house. The ninth house is where we expand our mind, where we go from the daily thinking pattern to the beliefs and the worldview that we have around any issues and themes. So if this new moon falls into your ninth house, how can you expand your mind? And that might be through education, it might be through international work or traveling abroad. So any of these themes might come up, and if you're called to do anything like that, it's a great time to set an intention, for example, wanting to go abroad, but also about sharing your ideas and beliefs. Similar to the third house, this might be a great time to teaching others of what you've learned so far already. If this falls in your 10th house, then your career is in the forefront here. Your status, your legacy, the purpose that you have in life. It's going to be a good time to set a new goal in your work and to really commit to it. If it's here in your 11th house, then this is about the friends and communities that you surround yourself with. Are they supporting you in the future goals that you have? Are you able to find that support and be a part of a group to work towards what is really important for you, or are they more of a distraction? So the intention here is to really focus on what are your dreams and wishes for the future. How can you start working on them already, and are you surrounding yourself with the right people to support you in that journey? And if it falls in your 12th house, then this is an amazing opportunity for you to clear up any subconscious fears that might be around receiving and being seen in all your beauty and abundance. And a wonderful idea could be to spend a little bit more time in nature, to get into a meditative state in nature, connect to the magic that you can find in nature, and to, if you feel called to, bring these creative, spiritual ideas and projects out into the world for others to see. I hope you have a most wonderful new moon. Take time to be with yourself. Take time to still your mind. Spend some time in nature, eat some good food, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you and bye for now.